Now we're heading across Europe to get the very latest perspective on the numerous transfers that are bubbling along both in the Premier League and in Europe. Alvaro Montero is based in Madrid and we speak to him every single Tuesday throughout the course of this month. And that's exactly what we're going to do now. There he is, Alvaro, fantastic to see you. Let's start with a player that's been linked with Manchester United, Kieran Trippier. But there's a suggestion that the fee that Atletico Madrid wants is beyond what Manchester United are willing to pay. Can you bring us up to speed on this one?
Hi, good afternoon, Mark. Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, you have explained it perfectly. As far as I know, I've been asking in the last 2 days about Kieran Trippier. The situation is extremely easy. Trippier likes the possibility of going to the Premier League to return back home, but Simeone is in love with the player. He is the very best player for that position, better obviously than Bersalico, the Croatian, and Santiago Arias. So in Atletico de Madrid, they understand the desire of the player. Even he wants to stay in Madrid, but he prefers to return back home. And the question is that Atletico de Madrid asks for a lot of money. We are talking about 40 million euros. And remembering right now, like it happens with Gareth Bale in Real Madrid, is that Atletico de Madrid has no problem with the citizen because his contract, Kieran Trippier one, was signed before Brexit. So he's a European Union footballer for Atletico de Madrid. So I guess he could go, but Atletico de Madrid asked for a lot of money.
Alvaro, great to hear that Diego is in love with the player. It's always special when you hear a manager that's got that type of a relationship. Do you think he will stay at Atletico, or do you think there's a chance that he could move in the summer?
It's a good question. My information is that I will say that it's a possibility for him to go back, and especially Manchester United, which is a team that you cannot say no, and they are spending a lot of money and making a super team with Rafael, for instance. But also I know that he likes the city, he likes Madrid, he knows he has Simeone's confidence. So let's say 50-50. It could happen anything, and I believe myself that even if he goes or he stays here in Spain, he will be extremely happy because he is very happy in Atletico de Madrid, in the actual champions.
You touched upon another player linked with Manchester United there, Rafael Varane. It feels like this deal is getting closer. How close are we? And what type of a player would Manchester United be getting when the deal gets done?
Well, Rafa Varane has already signed with Manchester United. Last week he said bye-bye to his teammates, to Florentino Perez, to Carlo Ancelotti, his former coach in the first stage and now. And he's a very huge player. The problem is that in Real Madrid, they believe he wanted more money and they didn't want to pay him because they don't want to spend money in renovating players such as Sergio Ramos or Rafa Varane, or even signing new players. We will talk about right now in a minute. And the question is that it's a very good sign for Manchester United. As I said a few days ago, he's not one of those players that like contact, like, oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, carry on.
Yeah, it's life. It's not one of those players that like contact, like, for example, Sergio Ramos or Van Dijk. But I think that as quick as he is, it's a very good player for Premier League, for sure.
Alvaro bringing earth-shattering news to us here on Transfer Talk. Let's carry on, very professional. Another player that's being linked with a move to the Premier League, Jules Koundé from Sevilla to Chelsea. What type of a player is he?
It's a very similar situation as Rafa Varane. It's a young player, French, with a lot of experience, even younger, and he's very quick. One of those players like Dani Alves 10 years ago that likes to arrive to the very part of the other part of the. Oops, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm so sorry. It's not going to happen again. Box to box, like Dani Alves, as I said. And there's a huge problem. Zinedine Zidane wanted him for Real Madrid, as I said days before. Now with Carlo Ancelotti and with this new politicity of Real Madrid, is not going to come to Real Madrid. The players know that, so Chelsea is a good option. The problem is that Sevilla asks for 70 million euros, and they don't want to pay that. Chelsea. So they have offered Zuma in the last days, and recently Kennedy, the player that played, for example, here in Spain in Granada, who was about to go back to Brazil, but they have stopped that negotiation. So it's a possibility that Koundé goes to Chelsea, but I think Chelsea has to pay a lot of money.
Thanks very much, Alvaro.
Bye-bye.